Hello guys, today the topic of our discussion is the configuring TCP IP on the networks. So in today's lecture we are going to see what we are going to discuss is about the determination mode for each machine on the network, setting up the subnet mask of the network, and then configuring TCP IP on the machines that will run on local file modes. So first of all, before the configuring TCP IP, what should we have done? So we have to design the network topologies. So if the network designers so if you are the network designer, second one, we have to obtain a network number from the internet address authority. Next, we have to assemble the network hardware according to the topology designed and assured that the hardware is functioning. Next step, we have to run any configuration software required by the network interfaces and routers if applicable. On fifth step, we have to plan the IP address scheme for the network, including the subnet addressing. Next, we have to assign the IP numbers and the host number and all that. Next, our main target is determining the host configuration modes. So one of the key function you will carry out as a network administrator is configuring the TCP IP to run on the host and the routers. So you have to set up these machines to obtain the configuration information from the two sources. What are the two sources? First of all, files on the local machines or files located on the other machines on the network. Next, configuration information includes the host name of the machine. Second one, the IP address of the machine, the domain name to which the machine belongs, default router, and the net mask which used on the machine network. So a machine that obtains the TCP IP configuration information from the local files is said to be operating in the local file mode. Next, we have what are the machines that should run in the local file mode. So to run a local file mode, a machine must have local copies of TCP IP configuration files. Then these files are described in the TCP IP configuration file, which is the proper files configuration file folder, or the TCP IP which contain all the configured files. Next, most of the servers that should run in the local file mode, what are their requirements? So first, their requirement is the network configuration servers, NFS servers. Next, name servers supplying the NIC plus or DNS services. Fourth one, we have the mail servers. So additionally, routers should run in the local file mode. When the machine that exclusively functions as the print server do not need to run in the local file mode. So if you are running a very small network, the amount of the work involved in maintaining these files on a individual host is manageable. So when you have a network the hundreds or thousands of the hosts, then the task is become difficult, even when the network is divided into the number of administrator subdomains. So for the large networks, local file mode usually is not efficient. On the other hand, for small businesses, it is sufficient. Next, what are the network configuration servers? Network configuration servers are actually the machines that supply us the TCP/IP configuration information. They supply the TCP/IP configuration information to the host that configured in the network on the client servers or the client modes. So these servers support three types of the booting protocols. First of all, we have the RP, which is the reverse address resolution protocol, that knows as the maps known Ethernet addresses. Next, we have TFTP tribal file transfer protocol and the boot params protocols. So boot params are the protocols that supply the parameters for booting that are required by the diskless clients. So the RPC dot boot paramed and diamonds carriers out these services. Next, what are the machines that are network clients? Any host that get in its configuration information from the network configuration server is said to be operating in network client mode. So network client mode greatly simplify the administrator for the large networks. And what is the diskless booting? Diskless booting is the setting up of the system for the diskless booting is described in x86. So installing the Solaris software and the Spark installing the Solaris software. So what are the mixed configuration include the flexibility of the system's configuration are not limited to either and all the local host modes or all the network client modes. And the sample network that are shown in the figure, these are known as the sample networks. So sample networks are the fictional network with the network number 192.9.200. So that's it for today's, guys. Let's discuss further in next lecture. Thank you.